The invitation to the Chin Family Foundation board meeting arrived with a sticky note from my mother. Please wear black and white. We need servers for the reception afterward. $200 for the evening. I was sitting in my office at Chin Medical Research Institute when my assistant delivered it. The office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Boston Harbor. The one with my name on the door. Dr. Sophia Chin, founder and director. I called my mother from my desk. Sophia, did you get the invitation? Can you help serve? We're unveiling the new community health center and the board wants everything perfect. You want me to serve drinks at the foundation meeting? Well, yes. You're always so reliable with that sort of thing. And honestly, darling, it's good money for a few hours of work. I know your research position doesn't pay much. My research position. The one where I'd built a $400 million medical research institute from a $5 million grant 8 years ago. The one where I held 16 patents for medical devices. The one where I'd just been nominated for a National Medal of Science. What time is the event? 7 p.m. Thursday at the new health center. Wear something professional, black slacks, white shirt. The board members are very distinguished. Senator Williams, Governor Chin, several hospital CEOs. We want to make the right impression. After I hung up, I looked at the actual invitation. The Chin Family Foundation cordially invites you to the grand opening of the East Boston Community Health Center. Please join us for the unveiling ceremony and reception. My family's foundation. Started by my grandfather 50 years ago, now run by my Uncle James as chairman with my mother on the board. They gave away about $3 million annually to various causes, mostly for the publicity and tax benefits. Respectable. Traditional. Completely conventional. Nothing like what I'd built. I called my chief development officer. Mark, what's the status of the East Boston partnership? All finalized. They broke ground on the Chin Medical Research Institute Community Health Wing 6 months ago. Your $50 million endowment funded the entire facility. Grand opening is Thursday. He paused. Isn't your family's foundation involved with the same project? They're hosting the unveiling ceremony. For the building I funded. Do they know? They know I work in medical research. They think I'm a lab technician. He laughed, then caught himself. You're serious? Dead serious. My mother just offered me $200 to serve drinks at the unveiling of a building I donated $50 million to construct. I don't even have words. Don't worry. I have a plan. Thursday evening I dressed carefully. Not in server's clothing. In a navy suit by Max Mara, pearl earrings, my hair in a professional chignon. I looked like a founder and director of a major research institute. As I was. I arrived at the health center at 6:45 p.m. The building was beautiful. Modern glass and steel, 3 stories with East Boston Community Health Center, in large letters above the entrance. The lobby was already filling with guests in evening wear. Caterers moved through the crowd with champagne and hors d'oeuvres. My mother spotted me immediately. Her face went from pleased to horrified in 2 seconds. Sophia, what are you wearing? I told you black and white. Server attire. I'm not serving tonight, Mom. What? But I told you we need help. She grabbed my arm, lowering her voice. Darling, this is humiliating. The caterer is already understaffed. You can't just show up as a guest. These people are important donors and board members. I'm aware. Then you know you don't belong out here. Please, go to the kitchen and ask the catering manager what you can do. She glanced around nervously. Uncle James is introducing you to people as support staff. Don't make me look bad by contradicting that. Uncle James introduced me as support staff? Well, yes. Someone asked who you were and he said you were family helping with the event. It's easier than explaining your research job. These people are surgeons and CEOs. They wouldn't understand lab work. I took a breath, counting to 10. Where's Uncle James now? By the podium with the board. Talking to Governor Chin and Senator Williams. Please don't bother them. I walked toward the podium before she could stop me. Uncle James stood in a circle with 5 other people, all in expensive suits and evening wear. I recognized Governor David Chin, a distant cousin, and Senator Williams. The others were hospital administrators and foundation board members. Uncle James, I said, approaching. He turned, face tightening with annoyance. Sophia, not now. We're discussing foundation business. I understand. I just wanted to introduce myself to your colleagues, since we'll be working together. Senator Williams smiled politely. And you are? Before I could answer, Uncle James jumped in. This is my niece, Sophia. She's helping with the event tonight. Family support. He shot me a warning look. Sophia, shouldn't you be helping in the back? I'm not helping in the back. I'm Dr. Sophia Chin, founder and director of Chin Medical Research Institute. The circle went silent. Governor Chen's eyebrows shot up. The Chin Institute, the medical research facility in Boston. Yes, sir. I've toured that facility. Extraordinary work on cardiac devices. You're the founder. I am. Started it 8 years ago with a $5 million NIH grant. We've grown to $400 million in assets and hold 16 medical device patents. Uncle James's face had gone an interesting shade of red. Sophia, I don't think. Wait, Senator Williams interrupted. Chin Medical Research Institute. Didn't they just donate $50 million to build this health center? They did, I confirmed. We did. I did. This building is the Chin Medical Research Institute Community Health Wing. My endowment funded the construction, equipment and operating costs for the first 5 years. The silence was absolute. One of the hospital's CEOs, a woman named Dr. Patricia Morrison, was staring at me. You're that Dr. Chin? The one nominated for the National Medal of Science. The nomination was announced last month, yes. For your work on non-invasive cardiac monitoring. Your devices have saved thousands of lives. He turned to Uncle James. You said she was support staff? Uncle James opened and closed his mouth like a fish. My mother had materialized at my elbow, face pale. Sophia, why are you telling people? The truth? That I built a $400 million research institute? That I donated $50 million to construct this building? That I hold 16 patents? I kept my voice calm. Those are just facts, Mom. Governor Chin was shaking his head slowly. James, you told us the anonymous donor wanted to remain private. The donor was your niece. I didn't, she never said, Uncle James stammered. I told you at Christmas I was expanding into community health initiatives, I said. You asked if that meant I was cleaning exam rooms. I mentioned the East Boston project at Easter. You changed the subject to the Foundation's annual report. Dr. Morrison's expression had shifted from surprise to something colder. James, you're taking credit for a donation you didn't make. Your niece funded this entire building and you're introducing her as support staff. That's not, I didn't mean. The catering manager approached, looking confused. Excuse me, Mrs. Chin? You said there would be a server named Sophia? We're short-staffed, and... My mother's face went from pale to scarlet. There's been a mistake. A misunderstanding. No misunderstanding, I said clearly. My mother asked me to serve drinks tonight. She offered me $200. For the unveiling of a building I donated $50 million to build. The expressions around me ranged from shock to disgust. Senator Williams turned to Uncle James. This is unacceptable. You're exploiting your family member and taking credit for her philanthropy. I wasn't taking credit. The foundation coordinated. The foundation contributed $100,000, Governor Chin said, checking his phone. I'm looking at the disclosure documents now. Chin Medical Research Institute contributed $50 million. Your family foundation contributed 0.2% of the funding and you're hosting the unveiling ceremony. Uncle James went silent. The event coordinator approached the podium. 5 minutes to the unveiling ceremony. Mr. Chin, you're ready to speak. Uncle James looked at me, then at the board members' faces, then at the growing crowd. Actually, I think Dr. Sophia Chin should do the honors. As the primary benefactor. Excellent idea, Senator Williams said coldly. The coordinator looked confused but adjusted her notes. Of course. Dr. Chin, if you'll come with me. I was led to the podium as the crowd settled. 200 people in evening wear, champagne glasses in hand, waiting for speeches. My family stood in the front row. Uncle James looking furious, my mother mortified, various cousins and aunts whispering frantically. The coordinator handed me a microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand opening of the East Boston Community Health Center. I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Sophia Chin, founder and director of Chin Medical Research Institute, to share some words about this remarkable facility. Applause rippled through the crowd. I looked out at the sea of faces. At my family in the front row. At the board members who just learned the truth. At the building behind me, glass and steel and hope for a community that needed it. Thank you all for being here tonight. 8 years ago I received a $5 million grant to start a medical research lab. I was 28 years old. I just finished my doctorate. I had big dreams and no idea how to build an institution. I paused. My family thought I was wasting my time. They asked when I'd get a real job. When I'd stop playing scientist and do something practical. Uncomfortable shifting in the front row. But I believed that medical research could change lives. That innovation could save lives. So I worked. 80-hour weeks. Failed experiments. Rejected grant applications. Slowly we built something. Patents. Partnerships. Breakthroughs in cardiac monitoring that actually worked. I clicked the remote. The screen behind me filled with images. Our lab, our researchers, our devices in hospitals around the world. Today, Chin Medical Research Institute has $400 million in assets. We hold 16 medical device patents. Our cardiac monitors are in hospitals across 40 countries. And we believe that cutting-edge medical research should serve everyone, not just those who can afford it. More images. The health center during construction. Community members at the groundbreaking. Children who would be served by the new facility. That's why we donated $50 million to build this community health center. State-of-the-art equipment. Free preventive care. Health education programs. Cardiac screening using our own devices. Free for anyone who walks through those doors. Applause genuine and warm. My family's foundation contributed as well and I'm grateful for their partnership. But I want to be clear. This building exists because I believe that medical innovation means nothing if it doesn't reach the people who need it most. I gestured to the entrance. Behind those doors is hope. Dignity. For a community that deserves world-class healthcare. And it's my honor to be part of making that happen. As I finished, the applause was thunderous. People stood. Not polite society applause, real recognition. The coordinator moved to the microphone. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. Dr. Chin, if you'll join us outside for the official unveiling. We moved as a group through the lobby to the building's exterior. The crowd followed, champagne glasses in hand. 2 velvet curtains covered something on either side of the entrance. The coordinator handed me a cord. When you're ready, doctor. I pulled the cord. The curtains fell away. Above the entrance, in letters 3 feet high, Chin Medical Research Institute Community Health Wing. Below that, in smaller letters, founded by Dr. Sophia Chin. My name. In permanent letters. On a building I'd funded. The crowd erupted in applause again. Cameras flashed. Local news crews captured footage. And my family stood frozen, finally understanding what I'd built. After the ceremony, I was immediately surrounded. Hospital CEOs wanting partnerships. Researchers seeking collaborations. Community leaders thanking me. Senator Williams shook my hand and said, "Your family should be proud. This is real legacy work." My mother appeared at my elbow as the crowd thinned. "Sophia, we need to talk." "About what?" "About how you wanted me to serve drinks at my own building unveiling. About how Uncle James introduced me as support staff." Tears streamed down her face. "We didn't know. You never said, you never told us you'd built something so significant." "I tried, Mom. For 8 years I tried. You assumed that because I worked in research I was just a technician. That because I didn't follow the traditional Chin family path of business or law, I wasn't successful." Kept my voice even. "You offered me $200 to serve drinks. At a building with my name on it. I'm so sorry. I know you are. But sorry doesn't change that you were ashamed of me. That you thought I was embarrassing. That you tried to hide me in the kitchen while you took credit for work I'd done." Uncle James approached, face carefully neutral. "Sophia, about the foundation's role, perhaps we should discuss." "There's nothing to discuss. Your foundation contributed $100,000. That's 0.2% of the total funding. The disclosure documents make that clear. Don't try to inflate your contribution now that everyone knows the truth." His face flushed. "I wasn't trying. The foundation has always supported. The foundation has always taken credit for other people's work. Now everyone knows." I turned to leave, then paused. By the way, the Chin Family Foundation is no longer welcome to use this facility for events or photo opportunities. Community health centers are for serving communities, not for social climbing. I walked away as my family stood in shocked silence. Dr. Morrison caught up with me at my car. Dr. Chin, I want to apologize. Your uncle misrepresented the situation entirely. If I'd known. It's not your fault. My family is very good at creating narratives that suit them. Still, I've been a fan of your cardiac research for years. I'd love to discuss a partnership between my hospital system and your institute. I'd welcome that conversation. As I drove back to Boston, my phone exploded with messages. Uncle James demanding I clarify statements. My mother begging me to call. Cousins who'd ignored me for years suddenly wanting to reconnect. And one text from Senator Williams, your family doesn't deserve you. But that community does. Well done, Dr. Chin. I smiled and put the phone away. Let them use the back door from now on. Let them explain to their society friends why the building has my name, not theirs. Let them sit with the shame of trying to exploit their own family member. I had research to conduct. Lives to save. A legacy to build. A legacy with my name on it in 3-foot-high letters for everyone to see.